So Congressman Steve King's in the news because he made a horrible tweet, but I want to remind people of what he said during the RNC. This is during the RNC. He's on Christopher Hayes' show, and he was defending white people. And listen.
White people business, though, does get a little tired, Charlie. I mean, I'd ask you to go back through history and figure out where are these contributions that have been made by these other categories of people that you're talking about. Where did any other subgroup of people contribute more to civilization?
Than white people?
Than Western civilization itself, that's rooted in Western Europe, Eastern Europe, and the United States of America, and every place where the footprint of Christianity settled the world. That's all of Western civilization.
Well, what about Asia?
I don't want to sit here and argue in favor of
So he just said a bunch of racist crap about how, other civilizations haven't contributed to humanity, though it's always white Christians. And he actually has a black woman on his panel, and she's ready to rebut him. I don't know if you notice what Chris is doing. He's telling her to shut up. He's not going to let her speak. He just let him speak. He just let him spew all that racist garbage. Is he going to let her speak?
We're not going to argue the history of Western civilization. Let me note for the
argue the history of this country.
Let me know for the record.
So he's not letting her speak still. Just so you know.
That's ridiculous. You wouldn't let somebody rebuttal something like that. I mean, this dude is spewing hateful bullshit that walks people at a bar. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And you're not going to let somebody... I mean, I understand how, he didn't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But you got to let somebody respond to that before you move on.
Yeah.
That if you're looking at the ledger of Western civilization, for every flourishing democracy, you have, you got Hitler and Stalin as well. So there's a lot on both sides.
Based on Christianity.
Okay, Congressman Steve King, April Ryan.
So I'm going to guess right now he's going to say, that was one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard on my show. I apologize to my viewers, and you're certainly not going to ever be let back on the show until you maybe have a moment and realize what you did wrong and apologize. But that's really disgusting, and we'll be right back after this. Is that what he's going to say? Remember, it's all about access.
It's an agnosticism.
Congressman Steve King,
Oh my goodness!
All right,
Asia, Africa.
On cable news, we are not going to resolve the relative.
Okay, so he's not going to let that woman talk.
April Ryan.
He let that guy spew it. Doesn't let the April Ryan rebut him. And let's hear what he says.
Strengths of various strands of civilizational prowess. And so what I will do is thank Congressman Steve King for coming. Come back anytime.
Hey, thanks for coming out and spewing racist garbage and being divisive and undermining our democracy and hurting our country and using my show as a platform to do it. You're welcome back to do that anytime, is what he said. You're welcome back to do it anytime. And that's not the first time he's had that racist guy on saying racist, horrible stuff. It's like a regular. He's a regular on Chris Hayes' show on MSNBC. He's a regular. Come back anytime. So why do I bring this up? Because someone from Real News from a Beautiful Continent in Danger, Anti-European Union, Pro-Europe, Make America Great Again. So why do I show that? Only has 106,000 followers. That's pretty good. Well, because the Voice of Europe tweeted out hundreds of Islamists shouting Allah Akbar in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. Wilders is right for over 10 years. So, so Western civilization, it hinges on keeping other civilizations from commingling. Right? So that's what it sounds like? Mm-hmm. It sounds very Hitler-esque, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. The master race and all that stuff. That's what that sounds like. Yeah, you can't. Oh, Western civilization's crumbling because of other people. Mm-hmm. Steve King retweeted and said, Wilders understands that culture and demographics are our destiny. We can't restore our civilization with somebody else's babies.
Wow.
So people tweeted at him immediately. Ted Lieu's a Asian American congressman with a picture of his two Asian kids saying, whose babies are they? So it's just rank racism, and it is xenophobia. I mean, that's what that is. That's why they invented that word. Mm-hmm. But that's it, right?
No, yeah. I mean that's the dictionary definition, and he's taking it to a racist place too. Because when people called him out, they're just like, well, America's a melting pot, and he tried to be, well, it's about the values, but really it's like, no, dude, it's about you want everybody to be white, and so it's actually extremely Hitler-esque.
It is. So he went on and tweeted, "Somebody else's babies is such a vile phrase, I can't get it out of my head." And then he first tweeted a United States congressman explicitly embracing ethno-nationalism. So that's Chris employs his schooling, his education, his higher learning, and book reading to water down calling someone a racist. Ethno-nationalism. So that's like, hey, how could I call a Trump supporter a racist without them knowing? I'll say he's embracing ethno-nationalism. So that's Christopher Hayes being disgusted. He's being disgusted. And here's what I said. I remember when Chris Hayes let him spew racist garbage on his show and then thanked him and called him a good friend. Thanks for normalizing him. Pow.
You purist, you.
Right.
So, you can't fucking bring a guy on, thank him for spewing racist garbage when you have him on your show, and then be a tough guy on Twitter. Oh, look at him. He's really standing up to Steve King on Twitter because he knows a billion other people are too. But when you had a chance to actually straighten out you gave him a platform and invited him back.
But Jimmy, no one got outraged that time.
So, ethno-nationalism. Who talks like that?
Apologists.
Access journalists. I'm going to guess access journalists talk like that. Because you can't be seen calling a Republican racist a racist because other Republicans maybe won't come on your show then.
And not every apologist is an access journalist, but you can't be an access journalist and not be an apologist.
At
least these days.
There you go. So great. Hey, first we prop him up, then we knock him down. Hey, Steve King, always welcome back. Come on our show. Donald Trump, here's his empty podium. He certainly is horrible, isn't he? Got him mad at Susan Sarandon. Hey, our next show is March 20th in Burbank. It's almost sold out. Our next show after that is April 3rd in Hollywood at the Improv. Links for tickets right below.